Before I get into this video, I just want to send out my best wishes to Ronald Acuna Jr. for a speedy recovery. The game isn't the same without you, and I, along with many people, hope you'll be back as soon as possible. Acuna recently suffered a season-ending injury while trying to catch a ball against the Marlins and will miss the rest of the 2021 season. In this video, we're going to discuss the history between Ronald Acuna Jr. and the Miami Marlins, and why Acuna hates them so much. Take a second to like this video, and if you're new to the channel and end up enjoying this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button for future baseball content. To fully understand why Acuna just straight up despises the Marlins, or at least their pitching staff, you gotta go back to August of 2018, when Acuna was first making a name for himself in the show. While playing against the Marlins on August 13th of 2018, Acuna became just the fourth player in history of Major League Baseball to hit a home run to lead off both games of a doubleheader, and to add on to that, he had hit a home run in his last 4 games, becoming the youngest player since 1920 to accomplish such a thing. On August 14th, the very next day, Acuna took Marlins pitcher Trevor Rogers deep, becoming the youngest player to ever hit home runs in 5 consecutive games, as well as the 5th hitter in Braves history to do so. He then said screw it and hit yet another home run, his second of the night, later in the game off of Marlins pitcher Adam Conley. The Marlins apparently had had enough by this point, as Marlins pitcher Jose Urena hit Acuna on the very first pitch he threw a day later. The Braves, they were not happy. The benches cleared and Urena ended up being ejected, with Acuna having to be taken out of the game due to an injury. Just days later, the Braves faced off against the Marlins once again, this time in Miami, and Acuna decided to go deep again, resulting in him later getting hit by a pitch. The Braves responded by hitting Marlins Ryan Anderson, and both sides knew it was necessary, I guess, so nothing really came of it, seemingly putting the beef to bed. And then about a year and several Acuna home runs against the Marlins later, he was hit yet again. Brian Snitker was furious, getting ejected as the Marlins pitcher stayed in the game. Skip ahead to the shortened 2020 season, and Acuna gets hit again by the Marlins, more than a year after the last one in 2019. Nothing came of this, just Acuna turning and voicing his displeasure to the Marlins dugout. About a month later in October, Acuna and the Braves would go on to face the Marlins in the American League Division Series, with Acuna hitting yet another leadoff home run, coming in Game 1. It was a ball that landed in the second deck in right center field as Acuna flipped his bat, and then later in the game, well, you guessed it, he was hit. Again. The Marlins dugout yelled at him, presumably telling him to stop thinking it was on purpose, and honestly, it probably wasn't. Maybe, but I doubt it. They were just most likely trying to pitch him inside. With how much we know about how Acuna does not like the Marlins, it's pretty clear that they aren't necessarily too fond of him either. After the game, this is what Marlins pitcher Sandy Alcantara had to say after hitting Acuna.
If he coming to me, I will get him. Doesn't matter what happens. If he's ready to fight, I'm ready to fight too. Don't matter what happens. He just try to go inside against him, and I hit it. And I don't know why they always thinking like every time we hit Acuna, it's purpose. We all tie pitching inside to him, and I will keep throwing inside to him, no matter what happens.
The Braves would go on to sweep this series against the Marlins in Houston, getting the final laugh of 2020. Now go to the present year, 2021, and Acuna is still getting hit by the Marlins. In a game against the Fish at Truist Park, Pablo Lopez hits Acuna. Acuna is not happy. Lopez gets ejected, so does manager Don Mattingly, and they were not happy, understandably so. We then have the most recent incident between the two parties, when Acuna gets hit by a slider from Anthony Bender. Acuna was not happy and was ready to throw some hands, although he was definitely in the wrong here. Acuna, he's an awesome player, and part of what makes him such an awesome player is how emotional and animated he gets on the field. He makes it fun. It's understandable to be tired of getting hit by Marlins pitchers all the time, but it's not intentional. It was at the beginning, sure. But Jose Urena, he's not even on the team anymore. The smart way to pitch to Ronald Acuna Jr. is inside. That's how you get him out, by jamming him, not by leaving the ball right out over the plate for him to hit into oblivion. Marlins are smart in that regard, and understand that you risk hitting him rather than leaving a pitch right out over the plate. You'd rather hit Acuna than give up a home run. So Don Mattingly and the Marlins had every right to be upset when Lopez was thrown out of the game, because there was clearly no intent there. Unfortunately, we won't be seeing Acuna for a while now, as he suffered a season-ending injury trying to catch a ball in right field. Man, he must really hate the Marlins in their ballpark now more than ever, and it's understandable. The Marlins should keep pitching him the way they are, because it's the best way to get him out. As for Acuna, well, it sucks that he won't be playing for a while, because he is one of the game's biggest stars, and like I said to start out this video, the game will not be the same without him. Let me know what you think about the Acuna Marlins beef, and thank you for watching.